Can I show you my power play?
Yeah.
Pretty good, huh?
What is it?
Hey,
I love it.
it's don't say anything until I bring your name up.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm going to introduce you.
Okay, cool.
But sometimes the intro lasts like 5 minutes, and then you're just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it doesn't last for a
A lot of times it does, but go ahead.
La. Okay, go.
A 5.
La. Go.
4. A 3.
La.
A 2. A 1.
La. I love it. All right. Enough. Hey,
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
Let's
The volume was
start
just
over.
really
Start
full
over.
blast.
I'm gonna lower
Can we fucking
his.
start over? No, I won't sing anymore. I promise. Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to another. Is that fine? Turn it up a little bit. I can't hear myself.
Oh, I lowered you.
Welcome to another. What?
There.
No. Welcome to another. That was perfect. Welcome to another episode of TigerBelly. Welcome. We have her attitude today.
It's good, right?
It's good and bad, but I love her so much, and she's my my foundation, my sidekick. You know what I mean? My best friend, my lover, Khalyla. We've got you.
Yeah.
Give him a round of applause. We've got this Spanish fucking bastard right here. Give him a round of applause.
Andres, yeah.
I have to say something before we introduce our guest. I made a mistake this morning. So I woke up at like 6:30 in the morning, and I was obsessing about that breakfast burrito from
Lucky's?
Lucky Boy. So I have this guy that I play Warzone with, Alex.
Don't tell me you had him drive to Pasadena.
No. I texted him. I go, hey, you want to make some money? Oh my god. He goes, oh no, I got to go to work. I'll give you whatever. You know what I mean? So I got to go to work, right? So then I'm like, oh fuck, who's gonna go to Pasadena to get me this breakfast burrito? So then I went to Kofax, right? And I got delivered. And I ate a chorizo breakfast burrito like this big. And then I drank a Coke and some coffee. And then went back to bed. And I slept for like, 4 hours? And my stomach started going crazy. And so I might have to, take some breaks from
How many times do you shit so far?
15 or 16 times.
yeah.
So
Okay.
I might have to take a couple of breaks. Right now, the dam is clogged. I apologize for talking this way. I know that it doesn't give you sexual feelings when I talk about my, anal activity. And that's what I call it. AA. Anal activity. But I apologize. Okay? Now, we've been wanting this guest for about a year. I don't know why it didn't happen. She's busy. She's probably Hollywood or whatever, whatever or whatnot.
Yeah.
You know how people get Hollywood, whatever or whatnot, right?
Movie.
Yeah. She lives the glam life. You know what I mean? She lives a good life, and
I'm going to defend her real quick because she
please don't
can't
make
talk.
that face.
I'm going to defend
What's that
her.
face? What's all right?
She can't
I'm
talk
going to defend
yet.
her because she can't talk. She actually agreed to do this on a week notice, almost 2-week notice. So it
We
wasn't a
didn't
year.
ask. So no one asked her before this.
No,
She was on a list though.
she was on our
list.
list. Long time. She was on our list for.
Whoever. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
It's
Well,
George.
he's not here.
I blame George.
He's not
All right,
here.
okay,
so-
this fucker, right? The list that we make, they need to be going out, bro. All right,
Andres.
because now I look like a fool, bro. All right, Trisha Paytas.
Yeah.
I can talk now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so scared. Okay.
Don't be scared.
No one asked me to be on the podcast. I feel like that's a lie because I never get asked to be on podcasts, especially comedian podcasts. Like I'm not in your guys' group, so you guys don't really have YouTubers and shit on here. So I was really excited. I was
Well, I think we are in your group. I'll tell you why.
Okay, tell me.
Because there's the Ethan connection,
right.
right? That's his name, right?
Ethan.
Ethan and Hila.
Ela.
We love them so much from HH.
Yeah.
HH is the best, and it's our favorite.
Oh,
Right?
so that was my in was because now I'm on with Ethan. I love it. I'll take
No,
it.
that
I need
was-
a connection.
No, there are probably other. Yeah, there's other. I'll tell you another thing that you and I.
This one's a
Have
good
you guys
one.
met?
Well,
You guys
you
really met.
and I have never met before. We met. We've never met, right?
Yeah, we met. A couple times.
It was good to see you again. Good to see you again.
We met, yeah.
But you and I have crossed paths in a weird way. We did the same project together, but we nenever worked on the same day or whatever. And I'll tell you what it was.
I wonder if she can.
Can you guess what it
Can she
is?
guess? Yeah.
It's a music video.
The Eminem one. But we were there on the same day. I met you. We talked. We totally shot the same day. We weren't in the same scene, but you were totally down there on the same day.
I do remember. Hey, don't bump up me, man.
Sorry, man.
Don't bump up me, right? But we were,
I tried to ask the right questions before we started. We were like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure you met on the same day." You're like, "Nope, I've never met her." You fucking asshole.
So awkward. It's so awkward. I met so many people, especially comedians, and they don't remember me. Like I used to work at like Laugh Factory, Comedy Store, all these places, and like no one ever remembers me. So it's always like, and I don't like say like, oh, you don't remember me, but like, yeah, they don't remember me at all.
Wait, what did you do at Laugh Factory and Comedy Store?
I waited tables, and then I also was like an assistant to a bunch of like literally like Z-list comedians, like no one on TV. Like it was like
What are the
people that went
names?
up. I mean, literally, you would not hear about. There was a guy named that would always like go to the Laugh Factory and like host shows. His name was like.
I know.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well,
He used to sell meat out of his car. Did you know that?
I was his assistant then.
Oh, when
I
he,
was, like,
when you
18.
used when he was selling steaks out of his car?
Mhm. He lived in that big house in Hollywood.
Yeah,
Hills,
yeah.
What?
And he had a Hummer, and he
Yeah.
was like, and he paid me like $6 an hour, but I had to be on like beck and call, and it would go to the Laugh Factory, like, and we would have to like get people's information. It was really weird. So
Did he ever hit on you?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
still does. I see him sometimes.
Yeah.
No, but yeah,
He's a sexual guy.
Is he? I don't really. Like,
Well, I don't know. I've never sucked his dick, but when I'm saying,
I'll tell you who
I would
he's
never
hit
suck
on.
his dick.
I'll tell you who he's hit on.
Whoa.
He hit on me when he knew we were
Oh my
together.
God,
I know.
really? What
Yeah.
did he do though? What was the come on?
I think it was on Facebook. Like, hey, want to meet at the Comedy Store? I was like,
Oh.
You want a tomahawk steak?
Come to my Hummer.
At
I'm
the
like,
Comedy
wait
Store.
a second. I'm on my way there to see my boyfriend perform.
Yeah.
And even after that, he sat next to me in the booth.
Yeah, he has this section. Even when he looks, because he has a little bit of a cross eye, right? There's like fucking going on. Like his two eyes are fucking.
Oh no,
Each other.
They're like looking at each other, like having.
they are
sexual
pretty close
energy.
together.
Yeah, but I think he's a very funny guy.
You do?
He's a funny guy.
Not. No, I mean he's not. You can just.
Listen, I've seen him kill before.
You have?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Never. I never have. He used to go on stage and just like go through people's purses. Like that was his like shtick. It's just like going through ladies' purses.
Oh,
It was, like,
right, on
so
stage.
not funny.
Yeah.
It was so awful. He was like, yeah, he was kind of the worst bum.
But did he have? Let me ask you this though: did he have great steaks?
No, they failed.
Wow.
No shade or anything, but like, yeah, I saw him a few years later, and like literally, he was like, I'm only saying this because he was an asshole to me towards the end. He fired me because I went on to like this reality TV show, so he like ended up being an asshole. But like, I saw him a couple years later, and he was living in an apartment with like 2 roommate girls or whatever like that. But I remember him shitting on me so hard because at 18, he told me like I couldn't afford a nicer car than a Volkswagen Beetle while he was like renting a Hummer, and then I saw him in like a Honda Civic, and I was like, oh my God, karma! Like it was like. And I'm sorry, I'm really bitter. This is the wrong podcast to be on because I'm so bitter to a lot of like stand-ups because stand-ups are like
It's the
creepiest.
right podcast to be on.
You know, I was like, and I will say though, you're like the only comic I met like stand-up because I only met you like personally at the Eminem shoot, and you like never were creepy or weird toward the girls because it was all girls on that set.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you weren't like, I mean, at least to me, I don't know, you were just like,
Listen. I don't give creepy vibes. Right?
Not at
Not
all.
at all.
It's the opposite. Like
I'm so like
he's a
fatherly.
teddy bear.
yeah.
I'm fatherly. You know what
Not
I mean?
fatherly. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Go with teddy bear.
What?
Teddy bear.
No, I'll drive you to the softball game.
I'm fatherly.
Yeah,
Not
fatherly.
fatherly.
You know what I mean?
Take
it
I'll
up.
coach you. I mean, we're not even blood related, but let's
coach your team.
You know what I mean? Focus on the ball. You know what I mean? Do the upswing. I don't know how softball works, but you know what I mean?
Do the upswing.
Do the upswing. You know what I mean? So it's
No,
like.
you were the opposite. You're actually like very almost standoffish to the like, you know how when people like pose for photos and they pose like this so they don't even like get near girls. That's how you were. You were very like almost standoffish, not cold, not mean, but just like not at all like I'm gonna drive you to a baseball game. It was more like nice to meet you know? You were very like just nice to meet you, and that was it.
I maybe it's this though. I'm trying to analyze it. Maybe it's because I don't think, and I've always been kind of. I always viewed myself as an incel.
Oh no, you're not an incel because you're not mean to women.
No. But like,
Right.
But I had incel vibe.
No, you were just a virgie.
I just couldn't get pussy.
But that's not an incel.
Oh.
Yeah.
So a guy who wants pussy,
Who's fatherly?
thank you,
Thank you.
who will drive you to the softball
Softball
game,
game.
right?
Yeah.
But also can't get it is
Yeah.
not an incel.
No, that's just like a loser.
Yeah, incels
I was
hate
a
women.
loser.
And that's
Andreas, for all these years, I thought I was an incel. I'm a fucking full-blown loser. Thank you. Fucking A. I think what it is when I look at, I've never had that thing. Because I think my mom was so strong. And my dad was the violent one. And my mom was always the strong one. You know what I mean? And she was the only one that was in my life. She would drive me to the wrestling meets. She would she would go to me to court cases when I had that accident and just different things, right? She was there in my life, and she was, you know my mom. She's very vocal and strong. So there's some strength there, and so that like when I look at women, I view them as like even female comics. That's why I'm friends with so many female comics, is because I've always found them to be funny, and I'm not threatened by them at all in any kind of way. I really do view women as equals. Do you believe that or no?
No, I do, and that's why you take a lot of like female comics. Actually, you're one of the few male comics that all female comics love.
I'm a loser, so let's just say that.
Because you're non-threatening too.
I'm not threatening. So I apologize. I should have been.
He's not a fucking creep. Is
Right.
what it is.
But I should have been more nice to you. Is that?
No. I think you were like perfect. You were like, it's like Eminem. You know, he's very like professional. He's not like overtly like warm, but also not cold. He was very much like nice.
I
and
love him,
talkative.
by the way.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy.
He's like the nicest celebrity I think I've ever met. Like that was.
Because because he's like there was so many people there that day.
Yeah.
And I remember him coming up to me. He goes, "Hey man, thank you so much for doing this." And I remember going, "Oh, thanks, Eminem." He goes, "Call me Marshall." And then he goes, "My son's a fan of yours."
Oh, that's sweet.
Right? So I'm like, he came out of nowhere to do that, and I never really talked to him for the rest of the day. But my point is that, you know what I mean? When somebody does that, he doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Is he nice to you?
He was so nice. So I was casted as like an obese Jessica Simpson because at the time she was like fat. So they wanted like a fat. So the director, Joseph Kahn, was very much like grab her fat, grab her belly. And I was like 19 at the time. So I was like a little self-conscious, and he was so nice. Like in between takes, he's like, just so you know, like you look better than the real Jessica. Like you're so beautiful. Because I was so, oh yeah, there I am.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
so,
what was the director's name?
Joseph Kahn.
Is he Korean? He's Asian though,
He's
right?
Asian.
Yeah. That's the guy I met at the. That's how I got it. I was at a Korean barbecue. Joseph Kahn, his name?
Yeah.
So I was at Sukbul Jeep.
Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there I am. I was at Sukbul Jeep. There's Dr. Dre back there. I was at Sukbul Jeep, and I was eating right with my brother.
Yeah.
And this Asian dude comes up to me and goes, "Hey, dude, what's up?" And I go, "I'm eating." And he goes, "I'm a music director. Music video." I go, "Oh, whatever," right? And I don't know what it is. He just exchanged numbers. He calls me a week later. He goes, "Come on down. We got Eminem, everybody." You know what I mean? And I fucking drive down there, right? And all of a sudden, I'm in this thing.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when fucking Bert Kreischer and not Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura and everyone's moving to Texas. You know, I know Byrne and all those guys moved to Nashville.
What do you think about that whole Texas exodus?
I don't know about this. I'm sorry. What has happened?
Everyone's
So it's like
moving.
basically like all like I'd say maybe like a quarter or maybe to half of the LA comedy scene is like moving to Austin.
Oh, I think it's great because most of them are like assholes. Like honestly, I have such bad taste. Bad taste from comedians like, all around. Like even recently, there's like a comedian that's suing me because I had an opinion on him, and I was like, "You can't." Like he's a huge comedian,
Who is it?
and I mean, I'm just gonna get more.
We'll bleep it.
We'll believe
Okay,
it.
you can believe it.
Oh.
And I know firsthand what a creepy is, and I was just like, so I gave him my lawyer's information. I'm like, here's my lawyer's information. Like, I'm not saying anything that's not true. And then like my lawyer charged me all this money to like accept a complaint. And I think they didn't think I'd go through with it. But I'm like, I'm rich now. I got money. Like, come for me. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So in general, I just have bad taste in my mouth for like comics, but like I didn't know they were moving to Texas, and honestly, like good riddance because like it's just so it doesn't go with 2021. Like the stand-up comics in LA, the like ones that like the ones that have been through it, like Jamie Kennedy, Harlan Williams, like go, your time's over. And I don't know if they're moving to Texas, but anyone else,
Those
I'm
ones
down.
are staying, Trish.
They're staying. You know what I mean?
But see, like Gen Z, like pushing them out, like that kind of mentality with like the Me Too, like Louis C.K. and stuff. Like they finally, because I knew about him like jerking off girls' faces for a long time, and finally it's being called out. And now like Gen Z's like, okay, these people were like done with you. You know what I mean? Even like who was like hot and popping, everyone's like, oh my God, he's so funny. Like everyone's just like, and rightfully so, because he had a thing with my sister that was super inappropriate when she was 18. So I was just like, rightfully so. And I'm glad people are calling it out. And It's just stand-ups. I don't know what it is about stand-ups. I don't know if it's like the complex because they're like insecure. I don't know what it is, but like stand-ups are like literally the worst. I don't know what it is.
You're not
Okay, let me just ask. I don't want to. Let's not. I want to just get into
I feel
very
like
healthy.
every female
This is great. I
you
love
should
it.
get
I love her.
into just a round table with a
sweating.
lot of female comics, and they would 100% back you up.
Oh,
I'm
for
sweating
sure.
inside my face. Is that even
insane. The amount of people.
Let me ask you something. I'm sweating inside my face. Okay. So let me ask you this. Okay. Do you think? And I'm not having an argument with you. I just want to ask you a question.
No, yeah,
I love. You're like me. You have no filter. I love it. Okay. So do you think that some of these transgressions by these male comics, right? Do you think that that's enough to ruin one's career, though?
Forever, or their ability to make money.
It depends on the severity. Like someone being a creep to me or something like that, like you don't deserve to be canceled, whatever. But if you like, are forcing yourself on a girl, like, yes, you probably should.
Yeah.
And if you come on the girl's face, probably yeah. But will it happen? No. Like Louis C.K. will still be like around selling tickets. People still like even Woody Allen. Like we just watched documentary. But I seen
We
by
did
him
too.
for I loved him for so long, even up until like literally like watching the documentary. I loved Woody Allen. I was like, whatever, who cares? But now like watching it, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe. But like people just support it so
Would you
hard.
watch another? Like, because for me, it's like I have like a catalog, right? You know how iTunes, when you buy movies, you have that library.
We literally had a
And I
Woody
have-
Allen portrait that we had to kind of take down. And
It's
I
so
love
sad. I know,
I love
it's sad.
Crimes and Misdemeanors. That's a great movie. I love Husbands and Wives, even the mid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The early stuff, you know what I mean? And so when I'm asking you, because you're a Woody Allen fan,
Yeah.
if you're watching TV and you see Annie Hall or a movie come up, would you watch it?
No, you can't. Like, because that's just like supporting, right? Even if it's like free or whatever, you just can't. Because that's like bad energy in you too. You're like, you're watching this like person and like supporting it and being like, I'm a fan or whatever. I don't know. I think it's bad energy. I think people should get like canceled, like if it's like deserving to be. But I was friends with problematic people. A lot of my YouTube friends got canceled last year too. And it's like really hard. And I stopped becoming friends with some of them because you're just like, I don't know if I can like support this person. You know what I mean? Friend Shane Dawson, for instance, got canceled last year. Do you guys know him?
yeah,
He
no,
got
is,
canceled for like inappropriate jokes about minors and like that's like so gross and stuff like that. But I was like so loyal, right? Because I was like, this is my friend. It's like your family. Like you're gonna stand by him. But then like after a while, you're like, oh, I just don't know. Like if you can stand by this person, I don't know. I don't know how to like. It's such a slippery thing. Like if you're family, do you turn your back on them? I don't know. I did on a couple people because there's certain things I'm just like, that's too gross. I can't. I don't know. It's so hard.
What about the?
Oh boy.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh boy.
You're sweating, dude.
I'm sweating inside my face. I can't.
What about if it was a transgression that we see as a transgression now, but wasn't back then? And so the pendulum has swung. Let's say, for instance, somebody did it 15 years ago. That was part of the culture. Is that something that we still ought to cancel them for, even though they aren't doing that today?
Yeah, I think then if they've like grown for real, I think yeah, like because obviously I've had like poor taste jokes like back in the day because you thought they were funny or whatever like that. So I think yeah, if you're doing them currently, because a lot of people still are doing, then I think you should be canceled if you're not like learning.
But do you think that the Rolling Stones or some of these bands that toured back in the late '60s, early '70s, who obviously hooked up with underage women right on the road, right, thousands of times, right? Who's the guy that sang "Great Balls of Fire"?
Jerry Lee Lewis. He
Jerry- not
he
Jer-
married his
Jerry Lee Lewis
14-year-old
is his name?
niece, didn't he?
yeah,
That's not Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee
Yeah.
Lewis.
No, it's not. Look it up.
it is.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis. And I told you what.
10 points for you.
Thank you so much, Captain. So Jerry Lee Lewis, right? He married his 14-year-old cousin, right? Could that happen now?
Who knows? I mean,
No, because I'm telling you right now,
Probably. I don't
You'd
know.
get canceled.
you would get canceled immediately.
Okay,
right? But
yeah.
he was able to have a career, so the culture shifted.
Good music.
It's like
Come on, Trish.
she's like a rainbow.
I think listen, guys, all right, let's try to be, let's take the humor out of it.
Yeah.
And let's be adults about this, okay? We obviously, the pendulum has swung one way all the way over, right? We needed to bring it back
Where?
toward the center, okay? Because I just think that it's like the Salem witch trial.
No, you should never equate it to that, and your therapist yelled at you for even using that reference because the Salem witch trial literally was targeted at women. So like that's
I
that's
forget what. Give me another trial.
But they were witches.
Yeah, give me another trial. Anyone give me another trial? Yeah,
OJ.
OJ trial. It was like the OJ
Face
trial.
trial. Come on. Hey guys, we're going to take a really quick break to share some of our favorite sponsors with you.
Calm. I love this app so much, guys. I use it every night when I go to sleep. It's one of the most powerful ways to improve your overall health and happiness is to get a good night's sleep, correct? And this is the app to do it. We love it. I want more of it. It has the best field recordings, like in terms of rainfall and waterfall and ocean. It's very crisp and very realistic. And what I love about Calm is they have people that tell sleep stories, and they're narrated by very soothing voices like Stephen Fry, Kelly Rowland, and my favorite, the lady that was in the Star Wars movie, Laura Dern.
She's the best.
She's the best.
What she's known for, yeah.
And let me say something right now. Facts back up this shit. Over 85 million people around the world use Calm to take care of their minds and get better sleep. And there's a reason why, because it's the best in the business.
It's part of my nightly routine. I take a shower. I put my little sleepy hat on. I tuck my little toes under the blanket, and I do my 10-minute guided meditations. And it has absolutely changed the quality of my sleep and the quality of my life. And I couldn't recommend it more.
Any of you, please, I implore you to go to calm.com/belly, and you'll get a limited time offer of 40% of a Calm premium subscription, which includes hundreds of hours of programming. Get the Calm app and experience a transformation in the way you sleep.
For listeners of the show, Calm is offering a special limited time promotion of 40% off a Calm premium subscription at calm.com/belly. That's 40% off unlimited access to Calm's entire library, and new content is added every week. Get started today at calm.com/belly. That's calm.com/belly. Enjoy the rest of the show.
I think like sometimes talking about it, it just helps so many other people because I recently had an issue with this vlogger named David Dobrik, right? And I shared my story. Yeah, and I've been sharing it for years. And now, all of a sudden, since I've been talking, now other people feel like comfortable to come out with their stories. And there was people way worse than me. A girl got, you can believe this, she got like raped by, like they give him alcohol to have sex with Dom. Like, and it's on The Insider. Like it was a thing. It was like proven. So more people are like sharing this. Or a guy that was like sexually assaulted by them, like getting kissed by a guy that he didn't consent to. So like people telling their stories. So like that's why I just kept telling my stories and say these people's names over and over. Because if someone else has a similar story, I think it's important to like hold them accountable. And yes, like people come back from these things. So it's not like I'm trying to cancel them. I just think it's like, don't keep doing this to people. You know what I mean? Because it's like happened to me so many times. I got like roofied by so many comics at like Laugh Factory, like all those places like that. You know what I mean? And I think it's just like, you just gotta like talk about it more, you know? I don't know. I just like, I don't know. But then I get people are like scared or they don't want to bring up drama, and I get that too. But I don't know.
Well, you know what? Here's what I really love about you, Trish, is that like all those things that happen to you by these disgusting men would really kind of keep a woman down. Would at this point, I'd be so broken and so afraid to even open my mouth. The fact that you're just letting it fly is honestly the best thing to hear.
Well, thanks. A lot of people like think I'm just like,
Oh my God, thank you.
no, because everyone thinks I'm like crazy, or they call it drama. They're like, Trisha's so drama. She has like beef with everybody. It's like, it's not beef. It's just like I finally can talk about it because I consider myself blacklisted from everything. Like I'm surprised I'm even on this podcast. So for me,
Are we gonna get canceled for
I
having
don't
you
know.
on here?
Maybe honestly, people get really heated. Like I don't know. With like my new podcast, people have been liking me, but like people have hated me for a long
You're
time.
a fucking genius on Frenemies.
Oh, thank you. I love frenemies. That's fun. I don't know. That one's a cool one. I think it's because Ethan, because he's like really funny. I like funny people.
But you're a part of that family, right?
Yeah. I just got engaged to his brother-in-law. So
They're related. Isn't that crazy?
That's so the guy that just dropped you off?
yeah, that's Hila's brother.
That's Hila's brother?
from Israel. Yeah.
Oh, wow. He has a long face like she does.
Yeah. You look similar.
Yeah, I just thought like this, like, you know what I mean?
They're both very model-esque.
Like,
Yeah,
very-
like the Scream mask?
Like
Halloween
very,
mask, yeah.
very like high fashion model.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're
He's
beautiful.
cute,
I
but
thought
long.
Hila was gorgeous. So like when I first started hooking up with Moses, I was just like, you remind me so much of your sister. I thought it was so hot.
How did
'Cause
that work out? Were you guys friends already and then you
Went on the podcast, or was it after going
It was
to H3?
after going on H3. I was doing The Bachelorette for H3, and they were trying to find me a boyfriend. And they found like the worst people ever. And then like the quarantine hit, and then me and her brother just DM'd each other, and just that we like moved in quick, and then we just bought a house together and got engaged. So it was just like really fast. So it's a pandemic romance. We really haven't been out in the real world together.
and then you converted to Judaism.
Well, no, I haven't done that.
I saw the
completely.
video is why.
I love I love Jewish culture. I love culture in general. I just want to be every culture but my own. But like, I love Jewish culture, and so I want to, but it's really, really hard to convert. Like, you have to have so much like dedication and discipline, and I have zero of that. So
Yeah, I watched that episode of Sex and the City when what's her name was trying to like convert, and they kept like pushing her away.
yeah, no, they like refuse, especially with women. They're a little misogynistic in the Jewish like culture, but I love everything else surrounding it, like the food, the religion, the ideals.
There is a you speak freely. No, just let me finish what I'm saying. It's a compliment. Okay. You speak freely, and I'm almost envious of it.
There's people that are actually good people. Like, they're not, but the ones that I'm talking about and putting them on blast, I talked about meeting you like in videos as like a nice thing, but everyone else like has been an awful person. I only talk about people if they're truly awful. Like, there's like shitty people or cold people or whatever, and I never talk about them. But if you're like disgusting and you like, like jizz on my face without my consent,
How many times has this happened?
wait.
How many
Let me
times
ask you
did
something.
A lot.
Wait. So let's go back to that. Okay.
A lot.
So basically, what you're saying is this, right? Let's say I'm not dating her, Khalyla.
Yeah.
And you and I are doing it, right? And we're doing missionary style, right? Let's just go back to. I don't know how this works.
Keep in mind how.
And I'm locking eyes with you.
Well, set up the story how you guys met. I want to hear the backstory.
All right. So you and I. All right. So I was at Cantor's.
Dale,
I'm
Okay,
Fairfax.
you
She
like
was-
Jewish.
She was
Right.
converting to
Yeah.
Judaism.
Right,
so,
right.
yeah.
And I'm sitting there because in Cantor's they have these like not single booths, but like a seat for two,
Yeah.
right? And then there's a four top, right?
Okay.
So I'm singing a seat for two.
What are you
and-
eating?
What? I'm eating a matzo ball
Matzo
soup.
ball soup.
And in back of me, there's another seat for two in back of me, and I hear, right? And she's like
eating it.
through a straw sucking in matzo ball. like it's
Trisha.
like it's a boba, like it's a boba.
Oh, that's her
right?
boba.
Yeah.
That's her white boba. Yeah.
I love boba.
And I could hear her do 9 gigantic balls of matzos in a row, right? And I have to confront her, right? And I turn around and go, slow down,
Yeah.
right?
But
You
then
have to eat all the matzo balls and Cantors.
Then your eyes
and,
lock.
Right, and then I go, oh, hello, right? My bad.
That's your meet cute.
Yeah,
make you-
and then you're like,
It's very Woody Allen.
yeah.
Yeah,
Would you,
totally.
Not
now,
Woody Allen.
I feel like you would say
Totally.
something racial at that point, or no?
What year is it?
Actually, this is good. Let's try 2 different years.
1986.
Okay, yeah, probably.
Well, how old are you?
Sure.
In
I'm
1986?
32.
In 1986, you're 30.
Oh, and in 96, I wasn't born. I was -2.
Bobby, you creep.
Wow. I'm canceled for sure. So it's 2000.
And wait, 2000.
9. How old are you in 2009?
I'm 21.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
2009, right? Enters, all right? So then we lock eyes. So it's 2009. Would you say something racial?
I think back then, yeah.
Yeah. Like, what would you say? Something probably light, like maybe do an accent?
I don't know what. No, I don't want to.
She's looking at all of us like,
Would you do an accent? Come on, would you do an accent? Hello.
No, I wouldn't do an accent.
All right, yeah.
I used to like.
Or you would say something like, you know what I mean? Well, I slurp it with my straw. Do you use chopsticks?
yeah.
No,
like
I wouldn't
that.
say that.
Uh-huh.
You know what I used to say to like Asian guys that I was trying to like, hit on?
What?
I would always just be like, oh, like what Asian are you? It was so embarrassing.
all right,
You know
so-
what? That's actually not racist
not
at all.
racist.
That's the opposite, because it's like a lot of white people
Assume.
just say Asian. Like, they don't try to differentiate us at all.
Are you
All right.
Asian?
I'm Filipino.
I mean, that sounds. Wow.
That's racist.
I know.
Oh,
I
she's
know.
like,
I'm
you're
you
way
don't
too
look
beautiful to be an Asian.
Yeah.
Are you like what is it? Hapa? Is it like half?
Hapa, yeah. But I grew up there. I grew up there for until I was 15.
Oh
So
my god.
let's go back to Cantor's.
Yeah, you're back to
2009.
Cantor's. Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
You're hitting on him. You ask him
Yeah,
what
yeah.
type of Asian.
What type
Korean.
of
I'm
Asian?
Korean.
Yeah, you're Korean.
Right?
Oh, and then I would say I can count to 5 in Korean.
And then I would say, do it.
Hana, dual set, net, asa.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I would say, dosup. I don't know what the next
Yeah.
one is. I can only do it at 5. I can only do it 5. I can only do it 5 too. And I said, oh, wow. Did you learn that from Taekwondo? You really?
You did. You did, yeah.
That's how they know. That's how they learn. You know what I mean?
But that's how I got with a lot of Korean guys, was that way. They thought that was so cute that I like knew that.
Well, you've hooked up with Korean guys before.
Yeah, I don't want to call it a phase, but like I go through phases.
Okay.
I have like, because
Yeah.
I don't have a culture of my own, so I definitely go through like, but yeah.
All right, so you went through a Korean phase, right?
Yeah.
So then we exchange numbers, right? And then I call you, right? And then we go to, you know where we go to? We go to the Chinese man, right? To watch a movie.
The theater, okay.
Yeah, and we watch. You know what we watch?
What?
The second Independence Day.
Oh, that's
2009?
No,
not
not 2009.
Wait, hold on.
No, those.
The second one is not a good one.
I know, but still, I think it came out by then. 2009.
I think actually no, it wasn't that long ago. It came out. It came out only like
Let me know when the second.
8 years
Independence-
ago.
Here are the top movies for 2009 if you'd like to choose one.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
thank you.
So specific.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here's
so
a
much.
top 10.
So no.
Hang on.
No. Oh, I know what we'd watch. Star Trek.
There you go, the new one.
We go see the new Star Trek, right?
Yes.
Great.
And then then what I do is I hold hands with you, right?
You're gonna hear a lot of Star Trek.
And then what you
Nerdy information.
So then you hold hands with me, and all of a sudden, right? You feel like moisture in your eyes
From
my fucking
that you come.
I'm doing it in the theater.
Bobby's like, Hana,
Wait, why is it moisture?
No.
Yeah, why is it just moisture?
Yeah.
Because cum is moist.
It would be like
More viscosity.
liquid. Like,
Yeah. It would be a
Mine
splash.
is watery.
Yeah.
Dew?
I have very watery cum.
Just dew?
I have watery cum.
It is like dude.
Right?
Really?
Yeah, it's like very watery. There's
Yeah.
no substance to it.
It's not aggressive.
All right, so now we don't do it then.
She's so
No,
upset.
so here's what I want to
So
know:
upset.
how they do it. So we go to my place, right? We're having missionary sex, right? So because I want to know when you say, people do it in your face without asking.
yeah.
So and then I'm about to come.
Yeah.
Right. And do guys just pull it out without asking and just do it in your eyes?
Oh, you're
Yeah.
asking in my situation? when
Yeah,
it
yeah.
happened? No, I'm
Yeah.
always roofied. They've always like drugged me.
man.
Oh, that's even worse. You're
Yeah.
passed out, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on.
Do they even wipe after? I mean,
Is that Elmer's
Yeah.
glue in my eye? You don't know.
You know when you wake up when you've had like conjunctivitis or like pink eye, and it takes forever to just peel your eyes open because it's crusted out.
1,000% pink eye. I swear, like, hand to God, that's happened twice. I got pink eye from that.
Wait.
my
So
God.
you know the guys that have roofied you and come in your eyes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you pressed charges?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I have. like,
feel bad. Okay, I feel really bad
About-
that's happened to you. That you've been roofied.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Obviously, we don't know. I don't want to know the names, but
Yeah.
these guys obviously are people that everyone would know.
everyone would know. Yeah. for
Wow.
Wow,
So that's crazy.
fucking
Yeah.
sad. And
See,
I'm so sorry.
for me, here's my opinion. Okay, is for me, it's like a guy like myself. You get kind of a name in the business, and you work right, and then I'll be honest with you. Before I did comedy and stuff like that, I had a difficult time meeting women, right? And now I'm in a place, right, in my life where women that were way above my level, right, are wanting to hang out with me, right? That to me is enough. I just wanted to be. I
right.
just wanted to play the game, right? Put me in the game.
Well, that's always
So
my
that's what-
confusion. It's like you already have it all. Why do you have to go through lengths to then roofie somebody? Like you
Yeah.
have it all.
What I never understood, it's like some of these male guys that I know that were married they were married to beautiful women,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like women that I would die for that.
Catches.
You know what I mean? Like the top tens, right? And then for some reason or another,
Not enough.
it's not enough. It's like online people when we first started dating, guys were like, "She's only with you for this," or you know what I mean? She's way above your, you know what I mean? And I go,
Little
"Well,
did they know, I've always been into gargoyles. I love. I love fat boys
What?
and BMX bikes. That was my type in high school, and I've always liked.
I'm not gargoyle."
I mean, you know what I mean.
Gargoyles are cute. Like,
Gargoyles
hunchback.
are
Gargoyles
so
are
cute, underrated.
creatures that-
And there was my favorite
Statue
Nintendo-
creatures on fucking
That's not
buildings.
true. There was a Nintendo game called Gargoyles, and they were so cute in that game. And you've always
No
been
one's
like
ever
that.
seen a
Oh,
gargoyle.
well, not that
They're
kind
cute.
of.
No one ever seen a gargoyle on a fucking building and go, "Oh, that's cute."
Like, oh, Bobby.
Yeah. Look at that. That's what you're saying that I look
One.
like.
Look at that one.
Well, look
The
at
big
this one right
eyes.
here. This,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That,
Yeah.
Well, that one's
This is how-
ripped.
Yeah.
This is how non-sexual it is. They don't even show the penises.
I'm sorry, babe.
I've never seen a gargoyle and go, "Oh, look at that penis." They hide it because
They
it's
do
like so
hide
ugly.
it.
All right, forget it, babe.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
I'm
That's
letting you know
what
now that all of this you're showing me is porn. Like
Okay.
Her vagina's
Turned
moist because of the
on.
gargoyles. Turn it off. Fucking gargoyles.
Is he your normal type? Like Bobby's like your traditional.
I'm like you. I I like them all.
Yeah.
Catch me when I'm ovulating. I will like them all.
Have you had babies? Do you have babies?
We don't have babies,
you
but we've
going-
killed 2.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I've had 2
They were,
abortions.
they were
with them.
14. Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay. Oh my God, I thought
You
something
think
else.
we literally killed a baby?
You're
I
7.
don't know. I was trying to like grab.
we're
That
still
makes
doing-
sense. Okay.
we're out.
So
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
want kids. You're over it.
Yeah.
Not at that time. I didn't. He wants kids now, but I'm not.
If you guys had a baby, I'd love to adopt him. Because I feel like it'd be really cute and talented. I can't have baby. I'm like infertile basically, so I want to adopt.
But you're
really bad.
infertile?
Yeah, I've been trying to have kids for like years, like literally so long. It's because I had chlamydia twice and I got like my tubes all scarred up. It's like fucked up in there, and so I want to adopt a
What's
baby.
chlamydia?
Huh?
It's an STD.
Have you had it?
I'm pretty sure you've had it.
A French restaurant. I'm in the ass.
No, you guys would have good babies because they'd be like really pretty and really talented. Like it'd be funny, it'd be beautiful. Like I
Yeah.
feel like you should
Yeah,
have
yeah.
babies.
Do you feel some type of way if when you hear someone like me saying like, "Oh, I have had like 2 abortions"?
No, not really. I don't judge like that thing because like I totally get it. Like that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. It's like you shouldn't have a baby if you don't want a baby. But at the same time, I'd be like, oh, if you want to like sell me your baby, I would totally have it.
I might be open to that because the first time I got pregnant, we had only been together like a month,
Ooh, wow.
and I was like, not sure about him, and
Wow.
because we weren't even official yet. Like as a couple, we weren't Facebook official.
You know, I
Wow.
think
Who makes more money?
He does.
At the time too?
Yeah, I was a nurse then.
Oh wow. Well, that means you have good character. Because honestly, well, I don't. How old are you? Are you younger or older than me?
I'm 36.
Oh my God, you're so young. Oh, I mean, I thought you were like way younger than me. I thought you were like 26 or something like that. Because like me at like
I'll take it.
25, if I got pregnant by someone that was on TV, whether they're rich or not, because it doesn't always mean you're rich. Like I've been with people out of Mad TV and they're like broke. You know what I mean?
Do you know who they are? Do you know who they are, Bobby?
Let's,
I can't
I know you don't have to. You don't have to say. You don't have to
He's
say.
nice. He's nice.
Just
like,
sign
he's
it.
Nice.
Like,
Well, I already know who it is,
Okay, yeah, I know.
and I'm gonna say the name,
No, don't say.
and then we'll bleep it out.
Andres,
it
get
out.
ready.
Right? Wow. So let me ask you this. I'm tongue-tied.
I was talking about your comment where he's like, he'll fuck anybody, and I was like, oh. Like,
So
probably
Trish, what
true.
you were saying was if you had been gotten pregnant by either of those 2 men, you would have kept it.
For sure. If it was like that was my goal when I came to LA because I was like so broke for so long and I like just wanted to have a baby because I knew so many girls. Like
Honest-
everybody, 50.
The honest is crazy.
You're so honest. I,
fucked
love
up
it.
then.
Sweat it, yeah.
I fucked up because his manager to this day always tells me, he's like, you are the dumbest person to
Yeah.
not have trapped his ass twice.
Seriously.
Like, you had 2 opportunities to trap
said
him and
that?
you didn't.
Yeah.
Abby.
My manager said that.
Like, you're so dumb.
You would have been set for life. That monthly paycheck, like
Fuck it.
yeah.
Fuck, I fucked up.
Honestly,
yeah.
it is iconic. Like if someone gets pregnant by like a really rich person, like iconic, like good for you. Like I honestly like woman, like she's probably like living large in like Kentucky or wherever she moved to, and I think that's awesome. I really do think that's awesome because that's what I wanted to do and I couldn't achieve it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like Drake's
Oh
friend.
yeah. Oh my
French
God,
baby
he likes
mama.
like thick girls. I missed my chance with him too. I was like,
But
yeah,
that's-
I was
see,
a
that's-
fat
You could have been it, Trish.
I know. When I see that, I was like, the little baby. I was like, oh, that could have been my baby. He's cute.
Okay, gotcha.
That little blonde curly hair.
You know how scary
This
that
is
is?
wild.
I mean, that's why I think maybe that's why I've always been in long-term relationships.
Yeah.
Because I'm afraid of those fucking traps.
You should be, and other people should be too. They're so stupid.
Like when a hot chick is like going, "Hey, you want to hang out?" That would be it now. That's probably a fear.
I think you've always been careful. You dated a lesbian
I've
for
been-
years.
really?
You did.
That was
Oh my
safe. That's
God.
how safe he was. Yeah.
Wow. Did you guys have sex? I dated a gay guy, so I'm totally.
Yeah.
I have
With-
to.
with-
Really? Did you have sex with him?
He fucked me really weird,
Yeah.
and he hit me.
Yeah. Oh. Hit you like socked you in the face?
Like, I mean, he was the most abusive guy in the world.
Really?
Yeah, because he was a closeted gay
Oh,
man,
right.
and
You know
he
what?
kept. I was his beard, and then he wouldn't admit it to the world. And
we might have to cut this out, but
you've always sort of been with like boyish women, though. Like, you know,
God, what are you talking about?
like
You're boyish.
I'm androgynous. I'm considered, you know, especially in my younger years, I had like a boxier shape. I had muscles. Like, you like girls with either long chins or like muscles.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Like Wonder Woman types, like Matt, like a little bit like.
I like long faces.
You love long faces.
I love long faces.
Oh, so that's a compliment then, like long faces. When you said earlier, like the scream face, that's like hot to you.
Yeah, that's hot to me.
Very
and also
hot.
because
Okay.
my face is so circular, I think I've said this before. I think what I'm looking for is the opposite.
Look at
of
that.
me.
That's her fiance.
That's her.
Wow.
That's his type.
It's Jesus,
He looks like
dude. That's what Jesus looks like.
Right?
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
I mean-
wow. Look at that.
I like the long face too because I have I'm round and chubby and he's tall and thin, so I want our kids to be like.
See,
thin,
that's
you
the
know?
what. See, we have. You know what? You and I, in many ways, are very similar.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're very similar. I think in terms of, I wish that I could be more free, than I want to be as free as you one day, maybe. But like I said, for the reasons before, like I just don't want to try to, because I'm a part of the community, but I want to be free like you, and that's a good thing to be, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's true because I get a lot of lawsuits.
Yeah.
Okay, don't be free. Don't be free.
I lose so much money.
I also read somewhere you and I've done meth.
Yes.
You've done meth?
Yes.
One of the best drugs.
I don't know if that's my favorite drug. I'm not a meth head, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's a great drug.
Wait, how long did you do meth for?
Yeah, were you like...
I did meth.
Wait, didn't you start when you were 11, you said?
Yeah, 12.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I did meth from 12 to 17.
Oh, you did it young.
It was my main, yeah. Because it was the only thing that was around was so cheap. And when I used to steal money from my dad's safe, and he would always have like $100 or whatever, I would steal it. And there was a lady named Lucy that lived down the street from me, and she lived in this fucking garbage house. And she had a meth lab, and she had her babies. She had babies. And I remember going over there with my friend Ramon, and sitting there on this filthy couch, and she was like bagging up rocks, meth, and then the babies were in the meth lab, like around the pipes, like crawling around the pipes, and like playing with like, you know what I mean? Some of the equipment, like meth labs explode. Mm-hmm. And I just remember thinking to myself, God, what kind of life am I going to live here? This is not a good beginning. You know what I mean? I mean, when you're at that age doing that, it just doesn't give you a lot of like optimism, Luckily, I got sober when I was young, you know what I mean? But, what else drugs do you like?
I mean, I got into drugs later on in life. Like, I was pretty goody. And then, like, I think I got into drugs, like, later on in life. And I think I was really into hallucinogens. Like, I love, like, Molly and, like, the natural, like, mushrooms. Like, I love that. I don't really consider them drugs. Like, it opens me up, I feel. But I don't do them anymore either. And then a couple of years ago, I dated a guy who really got me, like, on some heroin shit, and I love that because it made me skinny. Like I lost so much weight.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
And honestly, at the time, I kind of wanted to die. It's kind of dark, but like I kind of wanted to die. So I was like, whatever, like, take my chances.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be like, I idolize people like Anna Nicole and stuff. So like that's like that was always like my ideal ending was like, oh, die young, and then I'll be even like super famous because I just like the idea of like being famous, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought if I died of like a heroin overdose, like that's iconic, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. I don't do that stuff anymore. I don't think it's iconic. But I had a couple overdoses, and then I got in some like court trouble. So then I was like, okay, I need to like get sober.
Your life is just insane. And you also written books.
I mean, like self-published. I mean, I just like write them and like.
When was it?
What?
How to be internet famous?
Yeah, I think so. I don't even think that's grammatically correct. I think it's called like how to get internet famous, and everyone's like, that's not how. Like,
yeah. Well, give me. Let's say I was a young guy.
Yeah.
Right. Give me some 5 things that I can do to become internet famous.
So you're at Cantor's.
We're at Cantor.
Cantor.
Okay.
There's a young guy.
You're still slurping up matzo.
You're slipping matzo balls.
Right. I turn around. Right. And I go, hey, I've seen you on YouTube. Can you give me some advice? So give me some advice.
I don't know if I have good advice anymore. I mean, I think like I don't think I.
You wrote a book.
I know a whole book.
You wrote a fucking book.
It was like 12 years ago. I was like 22. I was like, this is how you do it. And I think at the time I just was super problematic. I was just like, just be as offensive as possible. But like, of course, now in 2021, I want to say that's my problem. So like my past, I used to try and be like I loved Howard Stern, right? So I was like, I'm going to be so like offensive. I'm going to say vulgar shit. And then like that comes to bite me. So like I said, I was like, I'm a Trump supporter. And like at the time I like couldn't care less about politics, but that comes to bite me in the ass now because I
always. I mean, like the same reason, like I think what it was like when you were an old, like did radio back then, like you always wanted to up the ante of like how shocky you could be. So it was like he would take these like really benign stories in his life, but he would add really, really horrible details to it to just, it was like, that was the point, right? Like, it was like being as shocking as possible. Like when you did Opie and Anthony, all those.
Yeah, I remember Opie once gave me like a bull dick. Like an actual bull dick.
Yeah, okay.
to eat or
Yeah, and he goes, it was raw.
Oh.
Ew.
Right? And I'm like, oh,
Raw.
gross. In my mind, I'm like,
Delicious
that's so...
as lung shao.
I know, but he...
I love that.
when somebody pulls it out of a plastic like Ralph's bag,
That's what white people are.
yeah, it doesn't. Imagine somebody just pulling. Look at this, right?
Yeah.
This big bull dick. He goes, eat it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I would never eat it, but I ate it because I'm like, I want to be shocking, right?
Why did they give you the bull dick? Because you were Asian?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I remember like sticking my tongue in the hole of the penis, sucking
okay.
on it. You know what I mean? And I remember
Yeah.
going, this is what am I doing? I'm whoring myself to be shocking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What?
No, I'm just like, what do you mean put your tongue in the hole? Like,
In the dick hole.
In
it
the
was
dick
that
hole.
big?
What do you mean?
Bull dicks are massive.
I don't hold bull dicks.
Hang on, you've never had lung show?
You've never had a woman. Let me ask you something right now. You think that your dick is bigger than a bull dick?
Oh, I'm saying my dick is smaller than a bull.
I know, but have you had a woman stick their tongue inside the hole?
No.
Oh.
Not all the way inside.
Wait, is her penis hole just gaping?
No, I'm just
This is
not the whole tongue. I'm saying
I'm thinking like this,
you
like
fucking idiots. Listen,
no, I'm thinking you're doing this, the bull dick, like
no, I'm gonna show you something. Okay,
that.
I'm gonna show you something.
Don't
okay?
cut your tongue.
I'm not gonna cut my tongue.
Look, your father is watching. Those are his ashes.
I know.
Oh,
So careful
God.
what kind of.
Nice.
All right, so
Bull, okay, it's the bull penis.
okay, it's perfect because this is a Red Bull and there's a bull. Right, so let's suppose.
Yeah.
Right, obviously, let's say that that's a bull dick hole.
Wow, yeah.
All right, obviously, I can't stick my tongue all the way through it. Right, I'm not Houdini.
That's the way you describe it.
All right, I know, but I would, you know.
You'd flick.
Oh, you place. I say you place.
Oh,
Like that,
okay,
right?
careful.
So a little bit of I know it hurt, but a little bit of my tongue went through the hole, right?
yeah.
That's what I meant.
Got it.
I'm not jamming my whole tongue
I thought
inside
you
a
were.
bull
Like, I'm
dick.
whoring myself
Right.
out.
I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be in Vegas doing a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be like my closer.
Yeah.
Watch me, you know what I mean? Stick my fucking tongue through a bull dick hole, and the audience would be like, applause. right.
Would
And I would do it. It was come out of the sack part, right? Sack part, and then and then the curtains close, and I get on a round. You know what I mean?
You know, like Derek Del Gaudio's one man show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the opposite. It's very
But
like
still,
anti-philosophical.
Yeah. Anyway, right. Forget about the bull dick. I don't even know why now. I don't even know why, fucker.
Is it even offensive? I don't even know if that is that. Why did you get canceled for it?
No, I didn't get canceled for it, but I just remember doing things that were like, you know what I mean, not in my character to do things. Or like, I used to like, you know, one time.
You'd tell bad stories.
Here's another thing.
You'd tell untrue stories. You
Oh.
would like embellish, exaggerate.
Here's another
Right,
thing that
right,
I
right.
did
I used to
once
do
that it's a behavior that we might have to cut it out. So put this on your thing. But
oh my God,
I never talked about this.
The whole podcast is edited out.
it's 2 minutes long.
I remember when, so Ike Barinholtz, you don't know him, but you know Ike.
Yeah.
And you know Seth Meyers, right? Talk show. He has a brother that's very talented, Josh Myers. So Ike was on Josh and Ike were on Mad TV with me. And they're Chicago boys, right? They're Second City. And they're just proper, real, you know what I mean? Decent, super talented improvisers, right? Professional. And they get on the show, and then we have to do promotion. So we were promoting on some radio show, and we're in a green room. And these proper boys, you know, they have shirt tucked in, and they're just ready to do this thing. And there's a bathroom in the green room. I come out of the bathroom, and I have a chess piece, you know what I mean? I think it was the king, jammed in my asshole. And I just kind of walk around. I walk around the dressing room with this chess piece in my asshole just to get a laugh from the guys, right? And I remember them sitting there, you know what I mean? Like this, going, like sweating and just going, what the fuck is he doing? You know what I mean?
Could they
And I'm-
see it?
Yeah, because I turn around. I show them my asshole.
Your
right?
bare ass with
My
the
ass,
chest
yeah. I'm completely naked, right? And
Just for reference.
yeah. So that's in my asshole. Obviously, the cross is in the hole part.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking. My ass.
He's not a
is that
crazy
big.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that crazy person, right? And I used to do stuff like that, right, just to shock people or to, you know what I mean? But that's why I think Ike's didn't invite me to his wedding.
Because of a chess piece?
There's a
That's the reason why I don't think that he invited me to his wedding, because I think his wife thinks that I'm weird.
There's a threat of nudity.
Yeah, or that kind of behavior.
You would never do that.
So now when I'm around people, like, you know, when I was on a sitcom a couple years ago called Splitting Up Together,
Yeah.
and one of my producers from Mad TV, Scott, was a producer on this, right? And I walked to him at the table read because I hadn't seen him, right? I pulled him aside and I go, "Hey, I want to let you know I don't do that stuff anymore."
Yeah.
And he goes, I know. I go, I don't stick stuff in my ball. I'm like professional, right? I show up on time, right? I know my lines. I don't bother nobody, right? But because before, when I was young, I used to do crazy things like that,
Yeah.
right? And what's so funny?
It's just the idea of you telling them, he's like, dude, okay, relax.
It's the president of Warner Bros. Sitting there. God. Everyone's sitting there, right? Like all these executives. And I'm pulling him aside and go, I don't stick chef's pieces.
He's like, I didn't ask, dude.
Yeah, I didn't ask. I know you don't anymore. Because you're on a network show. I know, but I just remember, I just don't do it. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know.
Wow.
Maybe stop bringing it up, and then people just.
Hey, does Bob really come up to you and talk about this chess piece?
Well, that's why I've never. This is the first time. You ever heard of this before?
This is the first one.
I've heard you do like worse things, like fart in people's yogurts and stuff.
Oh yeah.
God,
yeah.
my perception of you has completely changed now. I thought you were like this, like sweet, wholesome, like oh whatever, and now you're like oh I fart on people and stuff. That's like a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
The farting?
Because my perception of you is very like oh he's very just like I do my work, I go home. Like you're not a party guy. Like you just don't hear any scandal about you. So, but now I'm like there's a ton of scandal about you that I never.
Yeah.
The
Well,
chess piece
I mean
scandal.
the Krista Flanagan thing,
Poor Krista.
right? Because it's like now thinking back, that is wrong.
Fuck is wrong with you?
It's
We
wrong,
need to
something
get
wrong.
Krista.
That's
on
good.
the
Yeah,
show.
maybe like apologize.
No, I did. I
you did?
apologize. Oh my
Okay.
God.
You guys are friends, yeah.
We're great friends.
And if you were on drugs, I think it's a little bit more forgiving. I mean, it's up to her to accept your apology, not me. But I'm just saying, like, I think if you're on drugs and you explain it, I think she'll be like, okay.
But I don't, obviously, I've worked in the last, 10 years. I've done so many ththings. And, I'm a professional. I shake hands. I bow. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever. You know what I mean? I'll go, Hana Dul Setnet. You know what I mean? I'll do the whole thing. Yeah. And I'm very cordial and professional. And I don't do nothing bad.
Trish, did you really do Taekwondo?
I did, yeah,
Well, how
I
far
it in
did you go?
Temecula. I went all the way. There's like pictures of me with like my black belt and stuff like that.
You're
I
a
was
black
in
belt?
Temecula,
You're a black,
California.
really?
Master Young Min Yu was his name,
Korean?
Temecula, California. The place was called, I can't remember the place, but it was Temecula. If you look it up and you look up that guy's name, it'll be there. Yeah.
Wow. So, did you compete?
I did in the summer. So my dad put me in Taekwondo because he wanted me to be like a boy or something like that. So I was doing dance and stuff. He was just trying to keep me from being like literally slutty because I used to just try and like fuck everybody when I was like a teenager. My dad put me in Taekwondo because it was supposed to be like discipline and whatever. And I had like really bad anger issues when I was a kid. Like I still like did up until like a couple years ago. I like got therapy for it or whatever, but I had really bad anger issues. So you got to like break boards and stuff. And I competed and I was pretty good because I like do dance and stuff like that. So I like remembered the katas, like, because they're very dance and very that stuff. So yeah, I competed. I did pretty good. I have some like trophies and stuff.
Wow. So could you still like use some of the things you've learned in a situation now or no?
Yeah, for sure. Like one of the things in Taekwondo, I don't know if it's all places, but they teach you that self-defense with like a knife, right? They come at you with a knife and then you take their arm and like twist it or whatever. So I feel like it's helped me because like, I used to escort. So I used to escort for like 6 years and like I got into so many bad situations.
Wait, what's escorting?
Huh? Keeping someone company for money.
Oh, you used to do that.
Escort,
Yes.
babe.
Oh, yeah.
Jelly does.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she was a limo driver. I don't know.
That's so sweet. How sweet.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about that then.
Yeah. We can talk about that.
You want to talk about that or no?
I don't care.
So let's say I'm a woman,
Yeah.
right?
Was escorting really scary at times?
I loved it because I was also on a bunch of drugs, but I stopped when the whole like Charlie Sheen thing came out, right? When he came out with HIV and stuff.
right.
Then I was just like, let me just exit real quick because I thought for sure like my mom like called me crying. She's like, I don't know. I think you should go get tested because I got a bunch of shit from escorting, and so like that was like the one thing. And then when I got really scared when that came out, and I was kind of like, let me just like chill.
But when you escort, you still if you hook up with it, you would still protect yourself, no?
Not one person used a condom with me ever, and I probably slept with probably 300 guys.
Wow.
Like never used a
Wow.
condom. Yeah.
Taekwondo. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wait. So why couldn't you though?
Couldn't what?
Fatherly. He's being fatherly.
Yeah. I'm asking you. It's like, why can't you go? Listen, I know I'm escort, I'm hot, whatever, right? But you're gonna wear a condom.
Well, for the record, I was not a hot escort. I was like the ugly escort for sure. And I was not hot. I had like lopsided boobs because I have a boob job now, but my boobs were so uneven when I escorted. And that's what, to your point, I would go with like the hottest guys that had like a really hot, like look at, I wasn't him because he's before my time, but like Hugh Grant with Divine Brown, right? He was dating Elizabeth Hurley. Like it was like that situation with me. Like I would like hook up with like these like hot ass guys and they had hot ass girlfriends. And I was like, why are you hooking? I had like lopsided tits. Like I had a gut. Like it was so awkward. It was so odd.
He's insane.
It's a power thing. You know what I think it is?
He's crazy. You're a crazy.
I love you so much.
I love you so
Trisha.
much. Yeah. You're amazing.
You belong on this show.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
There's a freedom about, it's like what Pryor said, the truth will set you free. I mean, there's just a freedom about her that is like so
Infectious, yeah.
infectious, and I'm jealous of it.
Hey guys, we're gonna take a really quick break to share one of our favorite sponsors with you.
Roman.
Oh yeah.
Roman swipes.
Most guys have tried different ways to last longer in bed, but thinking about baseball or your grandma doesn't always work.
Wait, who thinks of baseball? What
I
does
don't
that
know,
mean?
what-
What does that even mean?
What do you think
you don't
of
do
when
that?
you're trying to last longer?
Oh, I think about concrete, like concrete drying.
On the side of the road?
Like people like working like in construction, like
Well, lucky for you, you no longer have to think about concrete
Thank
or
God.
construction at the side of the road because the folks at Roman, an online men's health company, are changing the game with Roman swipes, the secret to longer lasting sex.
listen, guys. You know, when you're in the bed, you know, and you know, there's other
I like the way when you know.
you know, guys. You know, when you're in the bedroom, and
When
you're about
we're
to do
in the bed together.
yeah, when you're about to do the jam, right?
He does the jam with
Yeah,
me.
there's there are things that you can do to help you get aroused. We're in the future now, baby. They have Roman swipes now.
Helps you last longer in bed.
All you have to do, babe, all I have to do is when we go jam.
Put it at
right?
I know what to do. This is what I do for you. So I get one of the wipes, right?
Yeah.
And I peel it open.
Yeah.
Right? And I take it and I put it on the most sensitive part of your wee-wee.
Yeah.
Right? And you like it, right? You know what
I love
part
it.
that is.
Yeah, the tip.
Yeah, right there.
Where the beautiful
Swipe
hole
it.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it extends our lovemaking.
Well, you wait 5 minutes, you swipe it. This is future stuff. You got to try it. I tried it.
Yeah.
You wipe it on your penis, right? 5 minutes later.
Whoa.
Yeah. And this is I've never heard anything like this. And when we used it, we couldn't believe it.
And you won't be a two-pump chump anymore.
Okay, well,
Well, I'm not saying you're a two-pump chump.
All right.
I'm just saying we're general.
The masses.
6 pumps,
11.
11 pumps.
11 pump chop.
11.
They're
We know
super
it's
easy
11.
to use. Just take the swipes out of your packet, swipe it on, let it dry, and you're good to go. And that's it. And go to getroman.com/belly and get $10 off your first order of swipes plus free 2-day shipping. Tell them more.
Guys, that's once again getroman.com/belly for $10 off your first order of swipes and free 2-day shipping.
You guys, you have to try this. It's amazing.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
One of our best friends, she's been on this show multiple times, is Asa Akira.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, and so she is like the openness is just the best.
It's the same thing.
I did
Yeah.
her Pornhub show during quarantine. She did like a little live Q&A thing, and I did it. I love her. She's so
Did you ever do? You never did porn though.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. I made like $1 million a month on OnlyFans last year. I made like
Wow.
$6 million in that last year alone in the quarantine.
Good for you.
Wow.
I got
Holy
into
shit.
porn at 32, like after I made money, and I was just like, all right, let's do it. I was like, and
Wow.
it's hardcore. I did threesomes. I was doing everything. I was doing like everything you could think of, and I did it for a year and like made money and like I just wanted to do it. It was like one of those things where I was like, might as well. I think people just already assumed that I did porn, so I was like, okay, let me just do porn. And
But what a great, no, you did the right thing by like waiting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then because now I can do like, I mean, people still subscribe to my OnlyFans. I don't really post new content, but like all my old videos people buy,
Yeah.
and I still like make bank off of them. So it's like really cool. I like love it.
Wow.
I love doing porn. That was another thing. I think that like just once I did it, I was like, okay, it's out there. You know what I mean? It's like kind of what you're saying. Like I think I've been canceled so many times. I just like bring up my own guilt. Kind of like what you said with the farting in the mouth. Like if you say it, it's like no one can use it against you. Like it's not a skeleton in your closet
Yeah.
anymore if
Yeah.
you talk about it. So I think I pretty much talk about everything, and I think everything's already been out there. So I feel pretty safe.
Wow.
You know what? You
On
know,
all 6 years that you escorted were in LA. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
scary to me.
Yeah, it was crazy.
but how do you like? I wouldn't. Let's say I was single. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm single, right? And I'm going. I would never do it. But let's just say, like, well, I want to get into the escort world.
You want to be an escort.
No, I want to try to get one.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
You open the door, Bobby's the escort?
Well, honestly, I think he would make a great
Yeah.
escort.
Yeah, for sure.
for guys, you know, like a
Yes.
gay one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so entertaining.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm not gay.
You're great company.
I'm not gay.
You don't have to be.
You've had gay sex though, right?
Yeah, he has.
You could do it for coin. It's like if you've already done it for no coin. You
When I
can
was
do
a
it for
kid, I
coin.
did it. Guy, let's let it. Okay, so my.
I watched an episode of you talking about it. That's how.
Okay, all right, let's go back. Let's go back to like now. What do I do? Do I Google it?
Google what?
How do I get an escort?
Craigslist. They used to have roses. Do you remember like 180 roses for a blowjob? And that was like $180 or whatever. That's how I did it. Like the adult section in Craigslist. It was everything. I did a lot of referrals. I worked in a strip club. I worked at a really ghetto one in Van Nuys. It was called Godfathers. And
Wait, I think I know that one.
Yeah, it's like all girls, like they're all like literally hookers there for like $5, right? They're all
Wow.
yeah, they're like and they're brought over here from I think like Guatemala, like from Guatemala. So like all the like tias are like the bartenders and they're like pimping the girls out. And I was like, I went there because I was like, okay, this is easy money. Like this girl will also pimp me out or whatever. But then all of a sudden like celebrities would go to that one because it was more low key. It wasn't like the Body Shop or something. This was like a low key one.
We know.
People will like know you there on Sunset. If you go to Van Nuys, like people aren't gonna know you. That's the one where you get like people going in to try and get hookers or whatever. So, but also just like referral after a while. Like I just got like referred by like I had a girl that like helped me, and I think her name I can't think of her name. It was on Craigslist. She advertised as like something beauty. I think it was like Crystal's Beauties or something like that. It was advertised there. So you just found it.
Wow.
I used to stand out on the street. I used to like when I first started. I was like on Santa Monica Boulevard, like just standing out there. When I first started, like when I was like, I mean, I wasn't 18, but I was like 17.
So let me. This is insane. So how do you
Were you always hypersexual when you were younger? Or
yeah,
But how do you
I
go
got
from
molested
here
as a kid, so I think that's why. You
to
know
a
what I mean?
million?
Yeah.
How do you become that to a millionaire? Think about that voyage.
Yeah, I got super lucky. I don't know.
No, there's something about it's. No, let me say this
it's
right.
more than that.
It's
Trish.
more. It's
You're a
better.
Just by
fucking
you
star.
being on here
something.
and talking the way you're talking, and your
Yeah.
ability to like, you know what I mean, add information and to switch and to like, you know what I mean, you know how to switch gears. You know what I mean, and you can think on your feet, right? So
Yeah.
and to be on a podcast with Ethan Klein, and it's like you have this ability, you have this other talent. Right, but then you also have this other side of you that's like very fascinating. But it's just incredible that you, at the age of 17, were on Santa Monica Boulevard. You know what I mean? To go from there to now you're in your 30s and you're a millionaire, right? Is insane.
Yeah.
Trish, what are your parents? What did did your parents know that you were an escort then?
My mom did. My mom, because my mom moved out here when I was like 21 to like help me out and stuff like that. Because I was literally like going from like boyfriend's house to like living on the streets. I lived with my dad at one point because like overdosed when I was like 19. So she like came out and helped me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she came out 21 and I was like stripping but escorting, and I think she kind of knew it. But I was doing more high profile at that point. So I was like, I loved it. Like I said, I really loved famous people. I got over that. Like I used to be like, I'm gonna end up someone famous, but then they cheat. There's temptation, all that stuff. So I was like, no, I'm not about that life. And now I have like a normal like architect. Like I love him. Like that's the best relationship. But I loved it because I thought, oh, these famous guys like want me. You know what I mean? He just felt so desirable, and I was never like super cute. I wasn't like the pretty girl or anything. So I thought like this is like what it was. I like loved it. But yeah, it got scary. I had like a couple scary incidences, and then I like stopped. So. But yeah, my dad is like super Catholic, so he like knows, but like he's more like trying to like save me and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But are they
Or-
proud of you now, your parents?
My mom definitely. I think my dad still thinks because of the porn thing last year. I think he still thinks I do sex work, so he's maybe not as like proud. But he's.
But
you
do you talk to him often?
Yeah, we used
Yeah.
to have a bad relationship. But we didn't talk for like years. Like he left to California when I lived in Illinois. You know what I mean? So we like it was like an abandonment thing from early on. But yeah, we talk now. We're good.
Do you think you and I will ever have beef?
I don't think so. You're super like cool, which I'm like excited about because sometimes I do podcasts and I like have bad like I did like Impulsive, the Logan Paul one, and like I had such bad vibes after that. I was like, oh, I'm so like, why did I go on there? And this is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talking shit about you or what?
It was just like very like aggressive, you know what I mean? And sometimes I get a little nervous to come in, but I don't know. This was a good one.
You feel comfortable. You feel comfortable. But what I'm saying is that what I don't want is you saying this right. Just listen. You saying this right now, right?
Yeah.
You just said that you're comfortable here, right?
Right.
And we're cool and whatnot, and we
right.
have a good rapport. But 3 months from now, I don't want you. If I hear another podcast and would you rip on us?
I would only say like amazing things about you guys. You guys are like so nice. No, like overtly nice in this situation. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's very personable and nice. No, because that's the thing too. When you talk so much like I do, people just think that like, and I hear people say it like, oh, well, if Trisha will just go off on anybody. And that's not true. It's like really awful people in my life. But there's a lot of great people, you know? And so I think it's just like, I should probably talk about those people too. But like, yeah. I mean, I can't. I'm trying to think of like a good person that like I don't know. I can't think of.
Well, you know, I'll be honest with you. I think that already I know that you'll be back on here.
I hope so.
We would love you
Trish.
back.
And
on
also,
here.
please be our first guest on Bloodbath.
I would love to. I'd be
Yeah,
honored.
yeah.
I
We
think
go
that-
off on that one. I
first
mean,
guest?
like we've all, except for Esther, Annie and I have been just.
Yeah,
It's
true.
just molestation central.
Even
Yeah.
if like, because you know that time I filled in for Annie, right?
Yeah.
she would be a great fill-in.
Please, Trish. It would be our
She would be a
dream.
I
great
would love
fill-in.
it. I would absolutely love it. I love female. I don't have a lot of friends, period, but a lot of female friends I've never had, because I think of escorting and stuff like that. So I'm like, I love being around females, but sometimes I'm always like, oh, but now that I'm older, I'm like, oh, I want to be around them more because it's like my energy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Guys like still intimidate me a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I'm very, even at 32, I'm very like, I like hate men. It sounds like that the way I talk. I'm very like anti-men.
Are you intimidated by me?
No.
Are you intimidated by him?
No.
Are you intimidated by him?
No.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
We're fucking losers.
Losers.
Andreas, you're a fucking loser. All right, we're losers. All right.
Not incels.
Oh, no, your
So,
wife, Andres, your wife doesn't think so.
Yeah.
So that's all that
Yeah.
matters.
So at the end of our podcast, what we do is we do a thing called Unhelpful Advice, Trisha.
Okay.
And basically, it's people email us about problems, and we either give them good advice or bad advice. It doesn't matter. So would you like to help us?
I would love to.
Thank you.
I'm not qualified though. Just
You
I'm
think
not.
we are? You think
Okay,
we are?
okay.
But before we get to that, we actually have a couple of Patreon questions. We have a lot of TigerBelly fans that are fans of you.
Okay.
So I just want to ask 2 questions. This one's from Jenna A. Franklin from Patreon. On an episode of Frenemies, you claimed that you've had your first ever hot dog with Ethan. But there is a video surfacing of you eating a big juicy hot dog outside a 7-Eleven along with a taquito and a big... Could you please explain this? We're confused.
Okay, yes, but I didn't digest it. It was an SNL sketch that I was doing, and I took a bite and I spit it out. So I never digested a hot dog. So I never actually ate a hot
Are
dog.
you
before.
anti-hot dog?
Never had a hot
I don't like hot dogs. I don't like the texture. I don't like anything.
Do you
It's
eat spam?
like, no, I don't even know what it is. I know it's in a can.
That's her life.
Wait,
me-
really?
Try it.
Okay.
I think like spam and like Reese's peanut butter cups from like 50 First Dates, like that sounded so bomb. Like if it was with chocolate, maybe. I couldn't do it by itself.
What about
Oh.
okay? So I make spam like this, where I add brown. I cook it with brown sugar and I let it caramelize a little bit, so it has the savory and the sweet.
Okay, I could be into that. What is spam?
It's mystery meat essentially, but I think
I
it's
would try it.
Pork base.
Okay, I want to say something to you. You eat 7-Eleven food.
I love 7-Eleven food.
I know, but that's don't you think that that's the lowest?
No, hot dogs are like the texture of them are just like
I know, but 7-Eleven food. Think about
it's
it.
fried.
I know, but I understand that, but because I know that you like 7-Eleven branded food, right?
Love it. How do you know that? So
I just
random.
do.
Okay, because looking at me.
By looking at you. Obvious.
It's true.
So when I go to 7-Eleven and I'll go to like, their coffee drinks, right? I'd rather get Starbucks than 7-Eleven because it just seems cheaper. But you're saying you think that they're higher quality?
7-Eleven?
Yeah.
No, I've always liked trash food. Like I'm a McDonald's girl. Like I like things that are just trash food. I think it tastes better. I'm not like I don't have like a high taste.
Del Taco or Taco Bell?
I think Del Taco, they have boba.
Thank
So good.
you. I
They
love
do?
Del
It's so
Taco.
good. Boba.
Boba?
They have boba
Del-
now.
Del Taco?
It's like a mango boba and a Sprite boba. It's so good at Del Taco.
What?
A Sprite boba is
So you
fun.
eat like Doritos and shit.
I love Doritos. Like that's like I could like my like I wake up in the morning and I like have chips. Like I love like Fritos. I love like I have really bad nutrition. Like
Yeah.
like I'm for sure gonna die of probably like a heart attack because like I do like do you know what like mukbangs are?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like that's how I started YouTube is doing like mukbang. So I would eat like as much food as I could, and I like love it. I'm just obsessed with food. So
Oh
that'll
my
probably be my
God.
death.
Do you
That's
do
why
what
I
he
wanna-
does, which is wake up in the middle of the night for food?
No, I don't do that, thank God. But I think it's because I just eat so much during the day, so I sleep through the night. Like after I have a big meal at night, I just sleep. I don't. But if I woke up in the night, that would I'd be so much bigger than her. I'd be like huge.
You are just, wow, there's no one like you on planet Earth. There is no one like you
It's so true.
What's the
on
next
planet,
question?
on fucking Earth.
One more question.
Wow.
This is from Chase Nielsen. Now that you've learned more about Bobby, would you rather survive on a deserted island with Ethan or Bobby Lee? And maybe weigh out the pros and cons.
Oh God, I think I've learned more about Bobby in this than I know about Ethan because I didn't know about the farting, all that stuff like that. So
That's the big thing.
You think that if we were in a deserted island, that's the first thing that would happen?
Bobby's
Fart
like,
in your mouth? Yeah. No, that's not.
I think you have more survival skills because you did math.
Huh?
Oh, oh, wow.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with my partner in crime, and he's my bestie, so Ethan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what?
Make a case for yourself.
yes. Why?
Well, I'm going to make my case through time.
Okay.
Right, because we're building a foundation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And through time, I will make the case. And a year from now, you will be convinced that I'm the one.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to plump up a little too, because I don't think I could eat off you. You could eat off me more than I could eat off you.
Oh, is Ethan fatter than me?
He's just meatier. I'm meatier than Ethan, so fat or whatever. But he'd have a little more meat to eat off of.
Listen, lady. I don't think that if we were in a desert island, that would be the first thing in my mind. Like, I'm going to eat this person.
Yes, you would.
No, we've got to be in a partnership to survive.
No, I would want to eat the person. I would start eating.
All right.
Ready?
Unhelpful advice.
On day one, there's meat there, but she chooses to.
Yeah, I'd rather go with Ethan then.
I like the idea.
Imagine. Okay, here.
I mean,
Stranded on a desert island. There's a big bag of hot dogs or Bobby that you could possibly eat.
Oh, definitely Bobby. That's a no-brainer. I like the idea of eating a human. If it was legal, I would try it. Like, I like the idea of cannibalism.
Are you on board with Army
Hammer
possibly being accountable?
I don't even know who that is either.
He's the guy from Call Me by Your Name.
Social network.
And he's a cannibal? I don't know.
Well,
about him.
he's into for sure BDSM stuff, but rumor has it that he's into. It's kind of one of his kinks is to pretend like he's going to eat his partner.
And he doesn't do it though.
It's the guy, that guy.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
yeah.
Who
Does he
would
look like a
expect that?
cannibal?
No, that's crazy.
Oh wow.
Is he getting convicted? Like, what's happening? I don't know anything about him.
No, but he's definitely gotten canceled.
I
by
think
Hollywood.
if it's like a kink and you're not actually doing it, I think it's probably okay. Like if you're like, I'm about to eat you, and that's like what you get off on, I guess it's okay. If he's actually doing it, there might be a problem. I don't know anything about him.
Killing people and eating them, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm about to eat you.
Ew.
I like the idea of it. I like the idea of it. Yeah.
Unhelpful advice.
Unhelpful advice with Trisha.
My question is for the ladies in the room. I've been dating this guy for a few months now. We met at the rock climbing gym that I go to, and we both are avid rock climbers. However, rock climbing is the only sport he ever wants to do. So I find myself doing a lot more stuff alone, like running, skiing, hiking, and biking. He's a great guy, and I think there's a lot of potential for this relationship. However, I do not let it bother me that he's not into many sports or activities that I'm into. What do you guys think?
She's setting really high expectations for a guy.
Yeah.
He already shares your biggest
climbing.
passion with you, which is rock climbing.
So
that's
specific.
insane that you want to go fucking, base jumping with him, that you're requiring all these other things. Like, look, I'm a very outdoorsy, athletic person. My partner is the most sedentary person I've ever met in my life, but it works out because I like having my own interests that are solely mine and my time to do that. And he likes playing video games. And, when you love somebody, you just accept them for what they are in front of you, not for what you want them to become. That's unrealistic, and I think that's fucked up of her to want him to do that. What do you think, Trish?
I think I totally agree with that too. Same with me and my fiance. We're total opposites. It's the best. Yeah, it's better to be opposite. You don't want someone like on your shit doing like all the same thing you do. Like it's like weird. So like I dated a YouTuber that also vlogged all the time, and it was like the most annoying thing in the whole world. I was like, oh my god, we can't both be vlogging our food. It's really fucking annoying. So I would say, yeah, be happy with the rock climbing. I don't know. That's crazy. That's a real question. Like that person. I mean, no offense, but
is she
Maybe
like
shouldn't be
fucking
hers.
Wonder Woman? Like what does
would
she do?
Never date a rock climber.
Why not?
What if Khalyla rock climb?
I
What if
can't
the-
because of my sweaty hands. I sweat my armpit.
Any woman that's like, I'm going to go to the fucking mountains now.
No. Well, you can do indoor rock.
the wall rock climbing.
Oh, I was thinking like free solo.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Do it with me, Bobby. No harness.
No, I just be like, all right, I'm going to break up with you.
Sorry.
That's what you want to do for fun? You know what I mean? On a fucking cliff? Fuck you. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I respect it. I just don't think she should require that out of a.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the rock
Is
climbing.
he kind? Is he a good father? Are there so many other things you should be worried about outside of his hobbies?
Yeah.
What sign are you?
I'm a Scorpio. But like you,
Oh.
Trish, it's just that I really burned rubber when I was younger. Hypersexual, sucked a lot of dick, fucked a lot of boys, did it all. So now I'm just exhausted by the young girls game.
Oh my god, yeah. Same. I like sex to me like with other people is just like a lot. That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
a Virgo. What does that mean?
Honestly, I've never met a Virgo. I don't know anything about Virgos.
You've
I
never
don't
been
know.
a Virgo?
No. What month is that? September or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
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 I don't know anyone.
Robert Redford is a fucking Virgo.
I don't know him.
You don't know who Robert Redford is?
I don't know him personally.
But he's an actor. You know that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I just
good.
don't know like anything about Virgos. I know a lot about Scorpios. And I was like, oh, okay, Scorpios. are
What's your
dope.
sign?
I'm a Taurus, and my fiance's a Scorpio, and he's like
Are they
a
good
really-
together?
Yeah, because they're like the opposite ends of the. I mean, I'm not like so into like astrology. I don't want to be that person, but yeah, they're like opposite ends.
Oh, really quick. A Virgo dislikes rudeness, asking for help, taking center stage. Virgo likes animals, healthy food, books, nature, and cleanliness.
That's the opposite of him.
Animals?
Animals.
Yeah, but you love to take center stage.
You know how many times I've driven by a tree and I shed a tear?
Virgo.
Bro, when I'm in a forest, I'm destroyed. I love nature. I just don't want to be in it.
Yeah.
Do you
know what I
cry after sex?
No.
I do sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah, I get like post-coital blues sometimes, and I don't know if this
go to
has something to
sleep.
do
What
with
the
like my
fuck?
childhood, but I get really, I don't always cry, but I get depressed.
Oh, so it's like sad tears. It's
Yeah,
not.
it's like orgasm, and then after I feel down.
Whoa. And what do you do for it?
Nothing.
You just cry it out.
Yeah, like
Whoa.
I suffer from depression anyway, so I think it's just an extension of that.
Right.
Like maybe it's like I don't know what hormones are at play there, but it's definitely not a good feeling afterwards.
Wow.
It doesn't matter if the sex was great and I'm happy in the relationship. I just feel like, oh fuck.
She can come so easy.
Yeah, very.
Really?
So easy.
Huh. I
How
wonder
lucky are you?
So lucky.
that is good. Yeah, that's because I like didn't orgasm until I was like 28. So that's really good. I think also like when you're like
So you're 28?
yeah, uh-huh. And it was like it was like in a threesome with like one of those like Hitachi things or whatever they are. Yeah, but yeah, maybe that's also from like your trauma as like a child, because like I had trauma as a child, and like after sex I want to like sabotage it. Like I'm really mean. I used to be really mean, and I would like say you're ugly, you're a piece of shit, like all this crazy shit. Like I used to get really aggressive. So maybe it's like that same sort. That's what I've learned through like therapy. I just started therapy a couple years ago, and I'm like, that's what I learned.
Maybe it's more like it's like an emotional shutdown. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
a different like variation.
Right. It's or as Dr. Drew told me on our podcast, disassociating. He says it's like you had to dissociate after something that like was traumatic at one point in your life. Like I love sex, but it was like so traumatic. Even if I
Yeah.
didn't know it, like when I was like young, I thought I liked it, and I was like, oh, maybe that was traumatic. Yeah.
Dr. Drew
Same.
must be very fascinated by you.
Dr. Drew's always on my side. He's so cool.
He's a great guy.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I love him. He's been on a couple times, and like he's like the first. I think that's what got the internet to be like on my side, because he like explained like I have a mental illness. I'm like borderline personality disorder, and he like explained like
Are you
why.
borderline, Trish?
Yeah, And so Dr. Drew was the first. Well, that wasn't the first. A doctor told me before him, but he was like the first person to explain like splitting, disassociating, like
yeah.
all that stuff. And it
I'm
happened.
fascinated by anything borderline, by the way, because when I was younger, they thought I was borderline, but you know, just by having teenage angst and all of that, you too many hormones are at play to diagnose a young person.
Yes.
Right. But when I got older, it just turns out that I was bipolar 2, which is I had very light mania, but very low lows.
Okay.
And anyways, with people with borderline, I just like it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense to me, like the hot, the cold, the splitting, the all of that.
Yeah, I didn't know about it until like literally like the past like year and a half. I was like, oh, that makes sense. I was like, oh.
What?
Can I say it?
Yeah, what do you want?
Sorry. Can I just say something?
Yeah.
We want her back, right?
Yeah.
So we want her
Part
back.
two.
And it's like, if we keep going,
Yeah.
Right?
We'll never stop.
We'll never
Because I have
stop.
so many questions.
I just hope
We'll
you don't
never
get
stop.
canceled for having me on. I feel like people are gonna send you
we're
hate.
gonna edit. Look at him.
He's sweating.
He just wrote a Hemingway novel.
Look at how he made it. I've never seen this many pictures.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying in general for having me on. I feel like people really dislike me sometimes. So I think
Let me. You know what? You go ahead and say
Yeah.
it because
I'm
it's
gonna
at the
say.
tip
I'm
of my
gonna say
tongue.
this.
I'm
right?
scared for you guys.
No. Well, first of all, you and I are very similar in many ways. We have the same kind of, tics, and if I was a female, I'd probably be exactly like you.
You know what? Honestly, I believe that.
I think so too.
I think
Yeah.
that he would be you to a T.
To a T.
Really?
So I think we're very similar in many ways. So I don't think so. And shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Aw, thank
You shut the fuck up.
I'll shut the
Everyone shut the fuck up.
that.
Right? I'm ending it.
You're ending it.
Yeah, I'm ending it.
Okay, guess there has to be a part 2.
Yeah, we're gonna have her around again.
Yes.
All right.
It also
And
feels like the start of a threesome. Like, like
Shut
oh my
up.
god.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, just one more thing about threesomes. I read somewhere that there are actually rules to it.
Yeah.
And if you're a couple seeking a third, you should never kiss first, and you should go for the third first because it sets the tone for,
sure.
the rest of the time.
Yeah, I've only been a +1 in a threesome. I would never have a threesome with my boyfriend because like I'm too insecure about it. But like I've always been the +1, and yeah, if like you give the girl like the attention, the +1 the attention.
Yeah, because
otherwise you think like, oh, they don't want me here. Why am
Yeah.
I here? Anyways,
I'm trying to imagine a threesome with with you two. Yeah. And I'm going to say that right now. I would
it
cackle.
would fuck our lives up. for
I would
starters.
cackle
in a good way. Or
In a
bad
good way.
like a hyena. It would be so funny. I would. I wouldn't be able to do it anyway.
Here's one thing I will say.
I'm done. We're done.
One more.
Kicked you.
Trisha, like after you have sex, don't you like if you want to verbally abuse him afterwards? That would make me laugh so hard as I'm crying in a corner, just verbally abusing him.
Make fun of my dick. It's weird looking.
I wouldn't make fun of your dick. I'd make fun of like other things.
Yeah, but have you seen weird penises before?
You know what? No, I'm not like a penis shamer. I think all penises are kind of cool. Like I've never seen like even like little ones or like crooked ones. I've never.
Have you had little ones?
Have you ever micro?
Yeah. Oh my
Me
god.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
My girl's not that bad.
Is that me?
Not that bad.
It's just not like.
Is that me?
wow.
Hey, bitch, is that me?
Just wink.
Am I micro bitch?
The stereotypes about Asian. All my micro penises were not Asian. I never that stereotype. It's not like Asians are huge, but they like they're average.
Yeah,
but, like, the
they're technical.
Penises, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's always been white guys that are micro.
Yeah. Efficient and technical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Anyway, we're not saying another word. I refuse.
Okay.
Give her a round of applause, everybody.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Chocolate bola, yeah.